Happy full moon. Peak time is at 11:48 p.m. Eastern time tonight, so roughly 4.5 hours. It's the first supermoon of the year. The one for November and December will also be supermoons. This one is the first. The next one is the brightest, and the one in December, of course, will be the last. Um, Harvest moon. Some people go with the hunter moon. It's really the same thing. You hunt so that you can harvest. You hunt for sustenance. In the sense of this being the harvest moon, the way that this world is running now, really in struggle mind, scarcity consciousness, and all the things on that level, is people are just trying to figure out the best way of getting by. Um, there's many ways I could go about, trying to break down better ways of doing it from my perspective and experience. But at the end of the day, you have to start from where you think you are. So the best thing I can say is you need to start figuring out how to harvest your energy for a better use for you instead of making sure that you are, well, by making sure that you're not plugged so much into the system. If you stay plugged up into the system at current, it's going to drain you. It requires your energy. It requires all of our energy. And you can pretend that you're going off the grid, or you can pretend that you're going to go live in a Buddhist monk temple or some shit like that. It's still going to get some of your energy. Even in the energy that you use to get away from something, it's still the energy for its use. Contrary perspective. The energy that the time that you spend trying to get out of something is still giving more energy to what you're paying attention to. So Helen, welcome if you're in here. I think my comments are on. So if you say something and I catch it, I will respond as long as you don't come in here with no idiocracy. It always happens. But it's fine. Again, happy full moon. The full moon amplifies your emotional energy. People are more easily moved, more easily agitated. What's going on? When you deal with lunar energy, people normally have lunatic cycles. Lunacy is rooted in the moon. When people start acting crazy, we see it every month. The waters are agitated. If you already got chemical imbalances and shit like that, it starts to play a part. It starts to play a part in pulling your mind apart. So, and at that point, your energy is already being harvested. If somebody can move you for their benefit, your energy is already being harvested. So, what I want this reading to be about is a better use for you to harvest your energy. So, I'm gonna do a format, but if somebody comes in and asks a question like specifically, like say, "Hey, what advice you got for me, or what perspective do you see for me?" If I see it, I'll answer it. I'll do your one or two card little freebie, just for shits and giggles. But I'm going to format this as things that people need to watch out for in general. I'm not going to break it down to Aries, you need to watch out for that, and Taurus, you need to watch out for that. Again, from my perspective, that's part of the problem. We look inside the boxes that we've been trapped in as ways to get out of the bigger box that we don't even realize we're trapped in. You understand that? If everything in your life only makes sense if it is correlated to your sign or your life path or your color and all this other stuff, you are already a part of the separation. You understand that? If the only thing you pay attention to is what makes sense to you, but you can't make sense of not getting out of your situation, sometimes that's the whole problem. You've given too much definition to your situation, and it's only going to keep pulling you apart because you keep plugging into it, and now it's harvesting your energy. Take your time with that one. So, again, we're in October. I tell you, October is choice. October is when you're going to choose between the things that separating you, or you're going to start choosing on how to hold yourself together. So we'll focus on 10 points on how to hold yourself together. Again, if somebody's coming in here and you have a real time question, like say for example, you want to know what this harvest moon has for you in potential, I'll see what happens. Realistically, here is at current the way we're operating in some very low vibrational shit. Here is what the moon potentially has for us all. The devil card in reverse. It's only more harmful, more harmful energy. But think about what I said. 1, 5. You're only giving your potential to what's moving you. William Johnson, this is what I've been saying for years. People choose what they want to see and for their whole perception of the world around them. Yes. And then that makes the negativity that people walk around with. The problem with that too, though, is, and I totally agree, the problem is what's negative for some is positive for others. It's when you don't have a full, and I'm not saying you personally, it's when you don't have a full awareness of the energy itself. It's just energy. How somebody's using it versus how I'm going to use it, that's the whole problem. The reason should be, the real question should be, why should I use it? And people get fucked up on that. People get messed up on that one. Just because somebody is using the energy in a fashion that is not conducive to you does not mean it's wrong. It just don't work for you. And that should be the whole answer. I don't have to worry about it being positive or negative. I just see it for what it is. The fact that I see it should give me the credence to decide whether I want to continue to plug in. Now we're going right back to the harvest. And that's what this card is saying. The devil, in the sense of tarot, it talks to your binds. Some people say, oh, it's always got something to do with carnal pleasures. Carnal pleasures is a perspective. Some people get high off of mentally tying into shit. We see that all the time. You see these keyboard commanders out here writing 10-page dissertations on somebody's post because they think they have a different perspective of what's really going on. Your ego has you bound to something that ain't got nothing to do with you, and it's going to pull you apart. So our energy is being harvested because we're our own devil. On my cards, and these are my cards, that's the dragon and that's a man. If they can't if they can't get into that separation point, that's the whole problem. The dragon represents knowledge and wisdom. And I've been saying this a lot for years, but it's really coming into play. You can be knowledgeable about something and consider yourself wise, but if it's not what's of benefit, let alone real, it's useless energy. You understand that? I'm well versed on the Easter Bunny. Okay, good for you. That's some wisdom I don't need. Okay, you finna tell me some more stuff that I need to do tied into some mysticism about what you think been done? What's going on, brother Jason? Oh, mile high. Mile high, there you go. Yeah, so what I'm telling you the moon has for you is that it's going to potentially show you where harm is the way. I'm going to disagree with you on that one, William. I'm going to disagree with you on that one because we know a lot of people who want to be wise in something. You understand what I'm saying? They want to be wise in something, but they forever a student because they already put themselves in the subductive role of, I don't know enough. But yet you invested in learning. It's that willing slave energy. It's, I'm tied into something that I really want to know about, but I don't know enough about it, so I need to find a master. I'm sorry, a teacher. There's too many people out here with knowledge, but no wisdom. And even though that's dangerous, the whole problem was they have zero awareness. You can have as much knowledge as you want to, but if you don't have awareness, I have knowledge of walking out into the street. But if I don't have awareness that there's a car coming, oops, you can kiss the baby. See, knowledge gets you messed up. We got too many people out here with knowledge and not enough awareness and not enough wisdom to stop knowing, especially if what you know, yes, sir, especially if what you know has not set you free. And I don't mean in the sense of physical enslavement, I mean mental enslavement and emotional enslavement, because that's what's really going on. A lot of people's emotional enslavement is sitting at the top of the cup. That froth from a good old root beer. People's emotional energy has been harvested so much, it's ripe for the taking. And that's what this moon wants to show you. And again, this is not malicious. The moon is trying to show you where, holy shit, you harming yourself. Where's the devil at? The devil is within. Why? because you out here binding your energy to things that don't mean anything for you. They mean everything to you, though. You get that? They don't mean nothing for you. They don't mean you no good, but they mean everything to you. And now, next thing you know, you caught into their systems and they're harvesting your energy. So, again, as I said, not messing with signs and life paths and all this other stuff. Let's just do 10 points. 10 points that you might want to pay attention to on how to better harvest your energy. Realistically, the first one was all you need to know. Holy shit. Harm. You understand that? There's harm ahead. The average person, once they realize something ahead is harmful, even if you want to go reptilian, when you know something is harmful ahead, your reptilian core reflex or programming is going to go fight or flight. I'm going to run from what I think is a potential danger. That's dangerous, but remember, we're talking about you got to start somewhere. You got to figure out that your reptilian responses are the primary function in this realm. We operate out of root chakra energy. We can lie about owning our crown and having a third eye. We can lie about that shit all day long. But even your third eye is tied into your root. So if you don't understand that you already under harm because you've already perceived there to be a danger, everything you move into will already contain that trauma. Holy shit. The potential you keep moving with will be the potential of what's moving you. Everything you keep moving with will be everything that is moving you. Look at this country. We move with racism, bigotry, pedophilia, hypersexuality, immorality, greed, and we all pay attention to it because it's the normal system around here. So everywhere we go, it's the primary thing we see, even when you're trying to separate yourself from it. Sex magic. Hi, happy full moon. So, you get what I'm saying? So it's already telling you, hey, everything around here is going to harm you. Everything around here is going to harm you. So that would be realistically the best sign would be sit my punk ass down and be still. And speaking from a military standpoint, assess the situation. There's a target down range. Oh, I'm just going to run down there, Sarge. I'm just going to run down there. Pop, pop, pop. Why? Because you didn't do threat assessment. You didn't figure out what was down there. You didn't do a salute report, size, activity, location, unit, type, equipment. Sorry, I've been out for 30 years, but I still know my shit. You understand that? You didn't realize that you need to get some more information before you move. You just moved. Holy shit, my brothers and sisters. One of us get up and run, the rest of them going too. One of us get up and run in a crowd, the rest of us will go too. We'll ask questions later. Why? Fear. Root chakra functions already predestined and pre-programmed, predestinated, not predestined, predestinated and pre-programmed into our DNA, so we respond. This already says everything I see is a potential harm. The moon says, I'm going to stir up your energy so that you can see what's harming you. Here's where reality kicks in, not this illusion. The reality kicks in, ain't nothing harming me, it's all in my head. Ain't nothing harming me, I'm a hypochondriac. I keep giving my energy, harvesting. I keep giving my energy into things that can produce situations that can make that shit a reality. You catch that? Ain't nothing harming me, but if I keep plugging it into a system and giving it my power, then it now has the potential to do me damage. So the whole game should have ended right here. 1, 5. What's the difference between 1 and 5? 4. It's a trap. It's a trap. Hi, there's a trap ahead. Stop. But I want to know what's in that trap. Curiosity. Curiosity wants to know what's in that trap. And now you're in balance. Why? Because instead of preserving yourself, you now preserve that trap because you want to give it definition. You want to get it definition by losing yourself to it. Holy shit, now you're in triangulation because you done fell into something that you helped create it. But that's another different class. That's Wizardry 303. We're not going to do that tonight. So you already harmed yourself by paying more attention to what wants your energy. Holy shit, turn on your news. You've already harmed yourself by paying more attention to what wants your energy that you're not wise enough to keep it for yourself. See, I didn't even use awareness. You have enough knowledge of what's going on in the system, they show it to you every day. Yeah, you're wise enough to stop giving it your attention, creating attention, binding yourself. You create tension on a rubber band. You keep creating tension with everything that they place in front of you. And so now it's guaranteed existence, but you're not. Why? Because it runs off of you losing yourself to define that. Yeah, you giving it tension by giving it your intention. Intention is investment. I have an intent on going to bed later, so I have an investment on some level of performing that act. I've already set aside some energy to harvest it. You keep moving into the trap. The trap keeps trying to tell you, don't do this. Don't do this, player. See, the moon is a satellite. The moon ain't real. The moon is here gauging our experience. I don't care. Everything's plausible where we're at now because we're not on the same timeline anymore. Sorry. So in the sense to where the moon might be something, the man-made object is here that's measuring your movements, why are you still moving? Why Squid Games? Why are you still moving? If the moon already said, hi, I'm going to shine a light on everything that's harming you, is the moon harming you or is the moon helping you to see? Don't let your ego get you fucked up on that one. See, the average human mind needs something to be wrong. There's got to be an antagonist. I got to be righteous in my knowledge. So you need the moon to be the enemy. The moon said, I'm just going to give you enough empowerment, amplification of your energy to see where you're going to do yourself the dirty. Don't we call that victimization? Don't we call that lack of accountability? The devil made me do it. Why you hit your sister? I don't know. The devil told me to do it. And then you get a weaker mind that says, oh, baby, drop to your knees and pray. Psalms 93. So you're going to use the same shit that got you messed up to try and save you from being messed up. You your own devil. I believe that lunar powers affect you because you have to understand that the moon's light is not even real. The moon's light that we see is just transmuted sunlight. It's the sunlight that is reflecting off of the moon. But because the moon is in such a proximity to the planet to where it controls the tides, that amplified light, such as tonight, especially under a supermoon, moves the waters. This meat suit is water based. So it ain't just low tide, high tide out there. It's low tide, high tide in here. So those lunar powers have, by tradition and in antiquity, always been known to make a motherfucker act like a fool. It is the whole basis of the lunatics in an asylum. You start getting the lunar ticks. Holy shit, full moon. Holy shit, full moon. Women go into labor because their waters are high. Holy shit, full moon. Crazy lady down the street, walking up and down the street butt naked. Holy shit. Please, Tom Cruise, use your magic to put my fire out. Damn it, Ricky Bobby, you ain't on fire. It's all in your head. So again, it doesn't matter what the moon's origin is, what's its current position is what I'm getting at. I don't give a shit about mysticisms, about who put it here, and it was part of the Tiamat theory, and the Anunnaki left it here as an observation post. I don't give a who gives a shit. Does it affect you? Yes. Why? Because you don't even know your own power. So you don't even realize your solar energy, lunar energy can do you the dirty. You're going to harm yourself. Why am I harming myself? Because I don't understand my own energy. And when something else does, and it's feeding my corrupted energy back into me, or it's feeding a source of corrupted energy into me, am I not corrupted too? That's a real question. If you plug into a corrupted power line and it now gets a surge, not only does that line surge, you surge too. So the energy that you're dealing with is only amplifying you to see where it's harming yourself. You stop knowing yourself and start learning awareness. Knowledge is a definition of yourself based off of experience. But the whole problem is, where'd your experience come from? Was your experiences what you chose? And you can lie to yourself. And I'm not saying you are, but we all do. We can lie and say we chose this experience. No, you got led to that experience from the coercion of the other choices prior to it. You are where you're supposed to be. No, you were you allowed. You went left at Albuquerque and now you're over here in motherfucking Las Vegas. So you can figure out who you are by sitting still and become aware of everything that you use to define you, everything you use to define you, and figure out its value. Because see, once you figure out the value of everything that you think you know or everything that you attach to and you keep finding yourself gravitating towards, you can make a better choice. If it's what you really want to do, then the devil is you. If it ain't what you want to do, then the devil is you. Somebody making me do something I don't want to do, whose responsibility to stop it? Mine. Am I doing something I ain't supposed to be doing? Whose responsibility to stop it? Mine. So the knowledge of what somebody else is doing to me versus the awareness of what I'm doing to myself, it becomes a difference. So you don't keep hyper fixating on knowledge. Knowledge is what has us caught in the systems we're in now. Knowledge is a result of experience that have been authorized. Awareness is just what it is. Awareness, the saying I've been having for years, is awareness will allow me the need to not know. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And what you said about you got here without having, the choice. Now that you are in a position to where you are at, every choice after that is your own. Once you start, let's not be dumb. Let's not say a 3-year-old. Understand what I'm saying? Once we hit the age of accountability, once you hit into your teens, in the old ways, once you're into your teens. Nowadays, with this degraded ass society, once you become an adult, 18 to 21, which still is fucktarded anyway, but you understand what I'm saying? Once you become a responsible adult, all of your choices can be used to redirect you from where you didn't want to be. I wasn't wanted. Okay. I made it through where I wasn't wanted. Now I need to want me. Now I need to want me based off of where I wasn't wanted, because see, that's still conditionalism. You still on that same track. Once I have awareness of myself and holy shit, I had some fucked up ass conditions that I went through, but I'm here. I passed them. Now that I'm past them, I don't have to keep correlating with them. I can now become aware of me and make better choices aligned with what I want to see. But what I want to see in authenticity, not what I want to see in trauma. What I want to see in trauma is always going to try and counter what you went through where you're still holding value. And I'm not beating on you or anything like that, but when you keep holding value for your past, harm. Your past won't let you free. In my number system, 6, 1 plus 5, 6 is your traumas. 6 is your foundation. If you're only trying to build a better foundation off of one that failed, it already included the failure in the imprint. I tried it. It didn't work. Sit down, be still. Make a better choice based off of what is and not off of what was or what I want it to be. Who said anything to erase about experience? See, that's trauma speaking. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't sugarcoat shit. If you keep making your decisions of tomorrow based off of your one from yesterday or the one of today, then you're already in a trauma bonded situation. What I did today doesn't have a damn thing to do with what I do tomorrow until I get there. But you know what? I got to be present to get there so I can see why I'm making a choice. But if I make a choice for tomorrow without being present today, 9 times out of 10, you're stuck in your past. And it don't have to make sense to you, because that's the problem. Too many people have made so much sense of the traumas and the bonds and the labels that they have with their past that they don't want to do anything different because they've been taught and told that they can't. You have more energy for why you stay stuck in cycles than you do for releasing the cycle and realize you're free. See, I didn't do any work. I didn't say go do no regression, no past life trauma, and all that shit. I said realize that the past has already transacted. You've already passed it. I don't have to be beholden to any of them patterns. I don't have to include the people that was a part of the trauma cycle. I don't have to include the thought processes that kept me in the trauma cycle. I just have to see me. But if I can't see me without the traumas, I've already harmed myself. My definition is my traumas. How am I stuck in the past if the surrounding I'm in isn't a result of myself? Where you are now is by your choice. If you had a bad upbringing, but you're an adult now, if you're only going to use the bad upbringing as the results of what you can choose, then that's on you. It's on you. But if you were in a bad situation, but now you're an adult, and now you see things that you want for yourself, and you make the choices to get there, that's because of you. That ain't got nothing to do with your past. See the difference? If you become defined by your past, then it's going to direct your future. If you understand your past was just the conditions that you were placed into, even if you can say that you never caused them on your own, what you're causing now is your own. Your thought subscription, what you choose for yourself, is your own. Even the right to tell yourself that you don't have a choice is you doing it to you. But you have to let your life tell your tale. If you have more energy for why you stay stuck, the reason why you don't get free is because you have more energy for why you stay stuck. It can sound silly to you, but it's the truth. I'd rather take a hold of myself than keep on holding on to my traumas. Because my traumas don't want nothing but to keep harvesting my energy. And that was this whole reading. If you keep becoming emotional about what you went through, you never move. If you become more mindful of my energy before I move, then you can direct your path. Emotions get you fucked up. Trauma gets you fucked up. Knowledge gets you fucked up. It's not in theory, though. Not for me, it ain't. It's what I went through. I only speak from experience and perspective. And that is why I always say that, and I probably didn't at the beginning of this, resonance and ignorance. But you can't hear a goddamn thing I'm saying as long as you stuck here in your traumas. How do you change? You make a decision to stop doing the same. And in saying that I'm going to stop doing the same, it's not stop doing the same to make sure I'm doing something different. It's just I'm going to stop doing the same because it hasn't worked. I want to stop doing the same because it hasn't worked, and I'm going to see what's mentally making me keep going in the same direction. Even if the only thing that is mentally making me go in that same direction is me. Self-accountability and self-responsibility via self-awareness. And this is a lot of people. It ain't nobody doing anything to you. It's your programming. Your programming of, I have to do this. I can't do that. Your own setup limitations. And the majority of people have set up traumatic limitations based off of the experiences that they've been trapped in. But you don't have to stay trapped. You have to make a better choice. And if you keep telling yourself you don't have no choice, then you've already helped harvest the trap. Is it easy? No. But is it easy staying stuck in traumas? For some of you, say yes, and that's a problem. For some of you, you say, yeah, it's easy to keep doing the same thing, but yet you still want something different. That ain't on me. That's on you. All I can do is shine the mirror and tell you that, holy shit, at some point you'll get tired of lying to yourself, waiting on somebody else to give you the truth. And that's just the fucking facts. The majority of the harm is from within. It's the damaged programming that we won't release, trying to find a better way to exist. Holy shit. Say this example every night. America. We want a better America, when they don't want nothing different for itself. So who's wrong? You wanting something different, or this country wanting to secure the same that made it safe? Then you have to start making choices. Is the system bigger than you, or is the system merely running off of your energy? Ladder. Is the system bigger than you? And we could use system for trauma. Is the trauma bigger than you, or is the trauma really just running off your energy? Why are you not in a position of letting yourself loose of what affects you? Why are you not in a position of being able to get away from what affects you? It's the same thing like saying sit next to a fire. The fire is burning me, but I can't move. Sometimes you'll have to make hard choices. And this is the one that messes a lot of people up. And again, I'm not trying to be funny with you. I'm really not. I'm just telling you my fucking truth. Sometimes you have to make a hard choice, and that's including doing something that you thought you'd never do. Who says that you can't leave the surrounding? Unless you are in an asylum, which you're not trying to be funny. If you are in the Grippy Socks facility, then you need to do the mental work on yourself with the assistance, if that's what works for you, to get out of that condition so that you can be better for yourself. If you're not in a facility and you're mentally overloaded, you need to start changing the value sets on everything that you're giving your energy to. Am I giving too much energy to my family? Am I giving too much energy to my enemies, perceived enemies? Am I giving too much energy to this, that, and the other? And if you can't see where, holy shit, I've been feeding too much of me into them, I no longer have anything left for myself. And that is something I run into in a lot of people. If you would stop giving so much power to what's harming you, you might see you're harming yourself. And expecting to mentally get in a safe space in a place that is only designed to keep you mentally unsafe, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. Again, is it easy? No, but if what you're doing ain't working, you might want to try something different. And will it succeed the first time? No, but if you're paying attention, awareness, you'll see where you possibly included the same elements, which means you only move the same traumas right back into position to make you fail. You just said everything that I just got through saying. You give more power in your stagnation because it's easier to stay stuck than it is to get free. How can you expect to get free if you already paid that which is enslaving you before you pay yourself? That is the essence of enslavement. You do all the work for the system that has you mastered, and you wonder why you don't get free. It's a parasitic relationship. It's not going to set you free. The conditions are not going to change if everything you're doing is empowering it. It don't make sense. Why would everything change for you when it only feeds from you and keeps you in stagnation by your own admission? Why not see where, holy shit, I'm tired because I'm drained because this shit is harvesting my energy. Let me keep my energy for myself and start making different moves. And every time you come out your mouth with an excuse on why you can't do nothing different, that's where the devil's at. It's in your programming that you already have more smoke for change than you do fire for release. Your question, in perspective, resonance, and ignorance. Your question is, I've known for years that nothing changes if nothing changes. But if I'm drained, as you say, how and where from do I get enough energy to even bother? Before I even throw this card, your energy is already within you. We're talking about harvesting your energy. We're talking about where you're losing your energy. See, you already have an outward perception that something has to give you. You don't have the realization that everything is taking from you. You are the power source. The power is already there. You've just been paying too much to everything that's draining you. And now you're wanting it to give it back. But your question was, how can you get the power? But I'm already telling you, the power is already within. So you have to be the motivation. This is the siren. Black Panther, the Iliad, the Odyssey, the sirens, the sea hags, whenever they use their voice, they can control whatever's listening. What's your motivation? This goes back to everything I just got through saying. If you're more motivated for your traumas, they are already the strongest voice in your head. If you are more motivated by connecting to figuring out where you are struggling so that you can let go of the struggle, that will become the strongest voice in your head. It becomes self accountability and self responsibility through self awareness. Holy shit, you know what? I've been programmed to do this. Every time I get one step ahead, I do something to set myself back. Holy shit, it's me. Let me stop myself. Let me stop myself. I'm doing that same shit again. Check yourself. And then you'll start to see where the things that you have been giving your energy to, they're going to act up. I'm going to give you this warning right now. When you start making a real change within yourself, the shit that has been used to feeding from you, that includes people. Sorry about my terminology, but again, I don't sugarcoat shit. When you start working more for you, the shit that is using draining you is going to act up to figure out why are you being different. And this is where you're going to have to find your strength in understanding not to battle them. You are now seeing the systems of harm. I've been used to pumping my energy into this, and I haven't been getting any return. I've been giving my energy to that, and I haven't been getting any return. I've been waiting on this to give me that, and I never got any return. So holy shit, maybe it is all me, and maybe I need to be more motivated by what I'm listening to, and what I'm listening to should be what's best for me, not what I expect from others. And the dangerous thing on what, and you can own this or not own this, what's coming up is your expectations of not seeing shit else from others. That's a dangerous place to be. Think about it. You in a relationship and you already know that motherfucker ain't shit, but you're going to stay there anyway. They're not the abuser at that point. You are, because you're in a condition that is not conducive to your growth, but you're happy with your stagnation because the motherfucker's showing you the same. At that point, the siren, the largest voice in your head, becomes the motivation. But unfortunately, the motivation can become the distraction. How they gonna drain more? You're the source of the energy. See, that's what I'm saying. If you find more energy for what they're wanting of you and you start acquiescing and they pushing too hard, you're not tired. I'm just gonna be straight up and honest. You're not tired. You're comfortably uncomfortable. When you push back and somebody's like, nah, fuck that. I want what I've been getting. And you like, well, you know what? It's just easier to just give it to them anyway. That's submission. That's enslavement. I'll just stay stuck in the cycle because I'd rather have them happy and not harm me and just stay here where they harming me. If I do one, they do. If I do two, they do. You're still in that separation thing. When you realize the people, places, and things that have been harming you and you are ready to be free with them or free from them, you don't go back and forth. That's an attachment. I'm done with the situation, but I'm going to let go. But they keep calling me and I keep answering. You ain't let go then. That's conditionalism. When I'm done, I'm done. Hey, I need to talk to you because I need resolution. I need closure. No, the closure was, this is no longer a reciprocal relationship. This shit is pulling me apart. So it's not, if they hit me, I hit back. Or if I hit them, now they hit back. The whole reason was, remember I told you about responsibility to your choices, why you hit them. I realized I'm in a relationship with somebody that is not good for my energy. I'm not finna give them any more in malice or in love and light. Fuck that shit. I'm just going to take my energy and quit harming me because now I'm my biggest motivation. Not motivation of trying to find ROI, return on investment. That is why a lot of y'all stay stuck. And I'm not trying to be funny. That is why a lot of y'all stay stuck, because you want to see something different from all the energy that you've invested, but you already seen everything you're going to see. But if you keep on dumping more energy into it, you're going to keep seeing. You're going to keep seeing the shit show of you harming yourself by misplacing your energy because you haven't found proper value for yourself. If you distance yourself from somebody and they hit you back, you still there. If you say, I'm through with somebody and you let go of the situation and they hit you back, you ain't let go of the situation. They still got access to you. They still have access to you if you're scared to do something different because of reprisal. That's enslavement. That is, you will harm yourself to keep shit status quo. You don't match energy with a fool. See, let's walk through this. Somebody being foolish, I'ma match energy with them. What are they doing? Being foolish. So how do you match energy with a fool? I'm gonna be a fool too. It's just that simple. Y'all need to get off of these bullshit ass spiritual sayings that y'all out here killing yourself with. Maybe my final phase is cussing the motherfucker out. Maybe you still in kindergarten. You out here going tit for tat with motherfuckers that don't mean you no good. It's not enslavement, not wanting to be punished by standing up. Shit. Say that shit out loud. It's not enslavement, not want to be punished by standing up for yourself. That shit'll leave you on a plantation for 400 fucking years. Shit. Don't do that. When you willingly stay in your conditions because you scared of being harmed, but you already being harmed. It's a choice though. It's a choice. That is enslavement though. I can take you right around the corner to some damn plantations where that was the formula. Y'all just do what they say. Remember COVID? Y'all just do what they say and it'll all go away. Y'all just do what they say. Read that book. It'll help us. Motivation. The loudest voice in your head become the strongest thing that you can think for. And if you're more worried about getting hit back and what it's going to do to you, then you'll stay still and keep voting for more of the same. Sorry. If you have 101 reasons on why you can't do nothing different, you're your own devil. You won't advocate for yourself. You're advocating for your adversity. Your adversity in your mind has already taken such a position to where it cannot be surmounted. You can't get out of what's ahead of you because it's already greater than you because it's already harvested your energy. And you got 1,000,001 excuses on why you won't do nothing different because that one time I tried and it didn't work. Well, okay, don't try the same way. Let that shit go altogether. Stop giving your energy and see who's taking it. Practice wholeness, it's not separation. You have all the energy. When I stop giving my energy, I get to see who's coming to take it. Even if it's just me that keep giving it away. Then I know I got work to do because if I'm harming myself, ain't nobody else did this to me. It's all me. It's just what I've allowed others to become comfortable with. So you have to start to see, are they really the problem or is it really you? That's a real question. Is it everybody who has been stealing your energy or are you just giving it away? So again, this reading was about the 10 choices on how to better harvest your energy. For you, you need to become a stronger source of motivation in yourself. You need to be more motivated by what you want to see, not what you've been shown. That is trauma bonding. What I've already seen in the past, what I already did the last time it didn't work, that's submissive and already subdued energy where you already don't think that you're going to achieve. Words are spells. Thoughts manifest. If I keep telling myself I can't do it, holy shit. That's my motivation. That's the strongest voice in my head. At the first sign of failure, I'm going to accept failure because I'm not ready to be free. You become your own harm when you advocate for your adversity more than you do the right to just be you. Didn't say anything about freedom in that statement. Don't get into battles about freedom and enslavement. Just be you and see what's trying to take your energy. Step 1 for the collective. See what's trying to take your energy. Reasoning. The thought. Remember we were talking about the strongest voice in your head? That's a thought. The thought that you keep connecting to is going to be the one that's going to take you. You know what though? Before I go back into this one, you said that's a fair point, but in this case, it's not on you. That what's around you isn't your own fault. Let's pretend that it's not your own fault. Let's now take accountability for why it's not my own fault. So then I should be responsible enough to not be there. If I'm surrounded by shitty toilets, but I didn't shit in any of them toilets, I don't need to be there because I damn sure ain't gonna clean them up for them. So let's pretend that everything going around in your life is shitty filled toilets that you had nothing to do with. Why are you still there? You have to answer that question. And in the minute you keep coming up with some damn excuses on why you have to be there, that toilet you don't see is filled with shit too. That one's yours. Reasoning. 3 plus 2, 5. Where did I tell you the harm was at? You gave all your potential into what's moving you. 5 is moving you. If the only thing I can do is think for my traumas don't have to do a damn thing. Holy shit. Enslavement. They'll oversee themselves. You don't even have to watch them. They won't go nowhere. Sheep. All you got to do is make sure that the biggest one know not to move. The biggest thought tell me not to move. The rest of them ain't going to support movement either. Why? Because the largest voice in my head, the largest thought that I keep thinking, controls all the other ones because it don't want to lose its energy either. So my whole reasoning process, if I keep thinking that I cannot do, you've already manifested it. So again, step 1, your reasoning process. 3 plus 2, 5. If the thoughts are only leaving you connected to what you're trying to get rid of, that's not a safe thought. You understand that? Here's an example. Mama, I want to leave her. She keep beating me. Oh, you just need to give her a chance. She's a good man, Savannah. Just being funny. You understand what I'm saying? You go to somebody else to get guidance in a situation that you already knew the answer, but that guidance you get only leaves you caught in the same situation. That's not a good reasoning process. I know I've had enough. I need to get free. I don't need to go consultate with anybody else who might be pro my situation and might not understand what I'm going through, or might who be acquiescent to what I went through because it's when I went through too, and you just gotta abide and wait on the Lord and all this other bullshit. I'm not gonna go ask somebody else who fits the situation on how to get out of the situation. The moment that I see the situation is not good for me is reason enough. I'm going to connect to the best movement for me, not for my situation. Situation's over. It's not yours anymore. Stop moving forward. Then they can't hit you back. Can they try? Yes. But if you keep staying in correlation to where you've left, then you're still connected. Your whole reasoning, you have to change the way you think. Life remains hard until you allow it to become easy. How do you allow it to become easy? Stop your expectations. Stop your expectations and take shit for what it is. Step 2, reasoning says take shit for what it is. Take the losses. 33, the experiences, the thoughts that I keep connecting to, if they ain't showing me, let them go. The thoughts that I keep thinking, if they're not showing me the thought that I want to think, then I need to free myself as the genie. I need to quit being the power source. I need to quit letting it harvest my energy. So 32 will show you 33. Take the losses. How do you harvest your energy? You have to understand when the experience is over. Remember I told you that dirty word, ROI, return on investment. When you think that you put in so much time and so much energy and so much investment that I cannot leave until I see what I want, you're a fool. You're an alchemist. You're willing to change you at the behest of what you want to change in others. Don't work that way. The only thing you're alchemizing is yourself. Step 3, remember, 3 is the thought. Step 3 should show you what you should be thinking. It's the 3. It's a 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. This is the world in reverse. You should be seeing the shit that make you cry. Remember, this is a positivity reading about how you can harvest your energy. I have to understand that this world that we're seeing, that we've helped create, we helped create this Phoenix cycle that we're in. By not owning up to our choices or making bad choices, we place this whole world on fire. I don't give a fuck about pointing at one race over the other. We're all complying and complicit. We sat and watched, and we're still sitting and watching. So the world is on fire, but if all you do is sit and cry about it, remember the harm, that what you keep thinking about, is that what you keep creating? If everybody would focus on themselves and try and manifest a better paradigm that does not include all the struggle, then there won't be nothing to cry about. But we too busy rejoicing in being burnt, that the only thing we work for is being burnt, because we're scared if we do something to stop the fire, we might get burnt. Rut roll, Raggy, when you're already on fire. Yeah, but I don't want them to be mad and put me more on fire. Holy shit. So now we gauge in the levels of our pain. Now we're in spiritual BDSM. Now you like to be beat. You just hoping that you don't get tied up. Stop figuring out what's making you cry and figuring out why you allow it. Step 4, why? Why am I caught in this system of crying about what I'm losing because I got too many reasons on why I can't let it go? You're supposed to be harvesting your energy. I'm supposed to be maintaining my energy in a box. You understand that? I got a box full of energy right here. Not my box always empty because everybody take from me. But I'm waiting on them to give it back. No, my box is full. And my box is delicious. You got to tell me why I'm giving you your energy. Giving you my energy. You see the difference? That's my box. My energy is full. I got to figure out why I should open my box and share with you. Not, oh, well, you deserve all my energy. Just please be mindful of it. That's a slave mentality. That's fucking scarcity consciousness. You're willing to give with hopes of receiving. No, I need to know why I'm giving by receiving enough information to substantiate the choice. See the difference? 4. Stop trapping yourself. It is a 4. This is the inner card. Your laziness. Spiritual laziness. You don't want to do the work to get out of the change so the change don't get out of you. I did not stutter. You don't want to do the work to get out of what's changing you. You just want what's changing you to stop changing you so that it can find balance. But its whole balance is harvesting your energy. The way this works out in this reading, laziness is stop focusing on so much shit. You need to think about it. And this is a rare thing. And it's becoming rare. Retirement is becoming a fucking fossil. I got taught in my day and age, growing up in the 70s, when you retire, you'll be able to sit down and relax. You load up the station wagon or the RV that you bought and drive from one house to another house and just go on vacations. Shit, not in this economy. We were sold this lazy life of sitting back and relaxing and just enjoying your final days. Not to say that your days are at the end, but you're supposed to be enjoying the rest of your time because you've already put in the work. That's laziness in the sense of sit back and relax. But we don't want to do no work to manifest that, and we get mad when it's not the reality. That does take energy. You say they don't take energy when they're simply not nice and shout for legitimately no reason from morning to evening. You say don't let them drain you. Well, people nag at you for 10 plus years. It's hard. Exactly. You're used to the harm. The biggest voice in your head is the negativity that they fed you. That becomes your motivation. You already expect to receive it, so you do. If that's all they do, what benefit are they? What benefit to you are they? How are they enhancing your life? And I don't know here, well, one time they paid my light bill. I don't want to hear no shit like that. How are they enhancing your life? How are they helping you figure out peace? Because from all I see from what you're saying is they've taught you PIECES, pieces. They've broken you, and guess what? I'm sorry for you. You broke yourself because you gave them the space to do it. The minute that they showed you that that was their MO, mode of operation, modus operandi, that was their motive, that was enough. Remember at the beginning when I said the minute that you see the harm, if you go jump in the fire, who burnt you? If I go out in my backyard and I light the fire pit and I say, hey, it's hot, and you go jump in it, don't sue me. You had enough information to be aware not to make the choice. You just did not have the consistency and the motherfucking fortitude to not do it. You focused on the wrong shit and you wasn't keeping your eye on your awareness, so now you know. If you are in any kind of entanglement or arrangement with somebody and it is not reciprocal on the up and up, you have a choice. You have a choice. If you keep telling yourself you don't have a choice, then you have to submit to your conditions. You're part of the harm process. If the choices that you come up with just ain't ones that you want to do, holy shit, I might need to relocate. I don't know nobody in Oregon, but we have everything you need out in Oregon, and I'm just being facetious, but understand what I'm saying? If your only chance is to relocate and you can work and see where there's going to be something different that might help you sustain and break out of the same, but it ain't what I want to do because I don't want to leave my family, but yet your family is breaking your dumb ass apart. Make it fucking make sense. Where's the harm? You want change, you just don't want to do no changes, so you stay broken. And I run into this way too fucking much. I don't want to move. Why don't you want to move? Because I don't know nobody where I'm at. Well, everybody that's where you at has fucked you over. Why are you staying there? Because it's all I know. Then that's all you're going to get. Hey, better put the boys on his ass. If you got a stalker and he's legitimately a stalker and you've done everything you can to distance yourself, and I don't mean returning text and still taking a phone call every now and then, but see, I told you he's gonna act up again. See, no, that's still you part of the process. If you distance your energy from the situation and he is still trying to present himself as a target, let him be one. Put his ass in the system. Fuck him. Because that one thing you have to do is make sure that you're not harming yourself by leaving something out there that could potentially harm you for real. Sorry, we exist in the chaotic realm. So even though I'm telling you, you have to start making choices that are better for you, sometimes you have to choose something that ain't better for everybody else. And you have to stay on top of it. You have to become, same thing like we say this shit all the time, especially with our people right now. You can't move by yourself because these motherfuckers crazy. And they looking to start some shit. It's the same thing within our own community, especially in your case where you say you got a stalker. You can't go nowhere by yourself because you present yourself as a target. And I'm sorry to say that, but this gets into awareness. I know I have to monitor my movements until that which is trying to traumatize and harm me is no longer an obstacle. Now I'm in awareness and I'm still doing stupid shit. And that's what a lot of people do. You say awareness, but you're still stuck in knowledge. I should be safe. You should be safe, but somebody already presented a danger. So move accordingly until you move that motherfucker, and he do that on his own, until you move that motherfucker into a position to where he's no longer part of the equation. Fuck him. It becomes choice. I'm not finna sit there and go tit for tat with somebody who's trying to harm me. I'm going to make sure I employ everything in my system to make sure that they get put out of my way. If you die, you die. I don't care. Sorry, you shouldn't have fucked with me. It's just that simple. But if you keep making space and concessions for why you can't do nothing different, you've already authorized the same. Spiritual laziness. Step 5. The whole problem was things move us too easy. How can I harvest my energy? Make sure I'm not giving it away. Make sure you don't give your energy away. Holy shit, La Luna. It's the full moon. Ill used ions, bad use of energy. Illusion, something that ain't real. 1 and 8. I've given my potential to what I'm struggling with so much to the point to where it's the only thing I love, only thing I know. Can't say love. That's kind of like the conversation we're having. You're operating out of a bad use of energy to the point to where every time I give you a potential new way of thinking or a different perspective on how to think, you already got a counterpart for, or counterpoint for why it won't work. That is a bad point of use energy. Your energy's already been harvested. Remember at the beginning, I said the moon only wants to show you where you're potentially harming yourself. Am I dumping my energy into an illusion? What's an illusion? Anything that doesn't make me feel real. See, I'll keep it simple for you. What's an illusion? Anything that doesn't make me feel real. I'm in a bad relationship. Is it working out for you? No, then that's a fucking illusion, dog. Yeah, but I can stay in and then I can work for it and make it turn into something better. Then you're an alchemist and you're going to try and turn an illusion into a reality. And I'm sorry, whatever is inside of an illusion can never be real. I had to have a long talk, real talk. I still am, but I'm not who I was. Manipulator. I, wordsmith. I use my tongue to get what I want. So I was good at manipulating people into positions of where I want them, but I got so deep into manipulating others that I realized I manipulate myself because I was feeding off of other people's energies. As long as I kept what I wanted or who I wanted around, I would feel better about myself because I wasn't ready to work on me. So see, there was a high level of harm within me, but as long as I can feel that space by manipulating others, that harm within me wasn't safe. It was safe. I was already distracted within myself by being motivated to manipulate others. But when the manipulation got to a point to where it wasn't working and I started to realize, holy shit, I'm manipulating people who don't fit in my life, and I'm getting mad when I'm losing them, so much to the point where I'm starting to lose who I thought I was. So then I had to sit my punk ass down and have a talk with myself. Why are you filling spaces? Why do you need somebody else to give you what you won't give yourself? Why don't you love yourself enough to be whole instead of trying to hold on to broken ass motherfuckers to feel better about the pieces? And when I started having them conversations with myself, it got worse and it got better at the same time. Because the things that I was used to doing, feeding energy into different things, it wasn't working no more because it was no longer real. The illusion was up. The illusion of trying to control others as a way to be better for myself showed me my sickness. It showed me where I was only harming myself because I had an initial programming of holy shit, I'm not enough. So I need somebody else around to verify it. And as long as I'm doing everything that I can for them, that should be enough for them to see that I'm enough. And as long as they see I'm enough, I'm enough. You see all that fucking work? But when you with somebody who is not enough for you and you're trying to make them be enough for you because you ain't enough for yourself, and I'm speaking direct, you understand that? When you ain't enough for yourself and you get somebody who definitely ain't enough for you and they're not enough for you and you get mad at them, that shit don't last for so long. And you can lie to yourself and try and make that shit work. Illusions. You can try and make that shit work for a long time, but you only lose you further. But the way that these meat suits are signed, your soul that is powering this fucking program right here, it can only go so far before it hits damage. And once it hits that damage point to where you've done enough to yourself, you get the chance for correction. That's my personal experience. That's what you hear me call the firewall experience. When you've done so much to yourself and there's nothing else that you can hold anybody else accountable for, you got to fix yourself. You have to start honoring awareness. You got to start letting go of everything that you used in knowledge. And once you start seeing, holy shit, I got the tendency to do that, but it's not a necessity. Holy shit, you know what? That was me. Holy shit, I got the tendency to do that, and I still want to do that. Holy shit, it's still me. See, I didn't say I'm perfect. But once you start taking accountability for your choices and you see the way you used to move, if it's not getting you to where you want to be, stop moving the same fucking way. It got worse when trying to find definition in somebody else was making me lose the definition of myself. That's as clear as I can be. Trying to find definition in somebody else who couldn't fit the bill made me lose more definition in myself. And instead of taking accountability, I wanted to assign blame. But there was no one to blame, and I had to eat that fucking L. So then I had to start doing work on myself because natural tendency as a manipulator, find somebody else to be accountable. But there was nobody else there. So holy shit, you the victim and you the narcissist? You got to do work. You're either going to continue the cycle of being a victimized narcissist, or you're going to learn to sit your punk ass down and be still and make better choices. But if you keep including the same thought processes that got you harmed as what's going to get you healed, you're lying to yourself. The healing was the trick. Healing what? The way I used to think, but I don't think that way no more. Yeah, but it's still there. No, the potential for me to do it is there, but the way I used to think has already passed. See, that's that trick y'all ain't caught up with yet. Y'all motherfuckers sit here and say time ain't linear, and then y'all sitting there going back into your past. It's all happening now. What I did yesterday is the same thing that I did 2 weeks from now, unless I make a different fucking choice. It's all happening now. I have to be accountable for what I'm doing now, not what I did in the past. And by innate properties, me paying attention to what I'm doing now will help produce what I want to see tomorrow. Not me making sure that I get a better tomorrow by digging into my past and my present. Holy shit, now I'm in 3 different locations. No, sit my punk ass down and be still and be present. Figure out what I'm doing. And will the tests still keep presenting themselves? Yeah. It's the same thing as the sun and the planets. I want to see if I can get your energy. No. And you know what? I'm not worried about you either, because if you get too close, you get burnt. You understand that? But the energies are still going to rotate around you. It's just that I'm so busy focusing on me, then I don't give a fuck about Jupiter, Saturn, and all the rest of them motherfuckers. They're there. They're choices. But the only way I'm going to choose them is if I stop choosing me. And holy shit. Hello, devil. You understand that? So you have to start understanding where your movements will show you where you have used your energy wrong. That gives you the choice. Everything that you was talking about, what wouldn't have happened and what they do and what they could do, that's where you've used your energy wrong. What are you going to do to start using your energy right? First thing I'm going to tell you to do, sit your punk ass down and be still. Stop 6. Start on 6, this next card. Find a better foundation. That does not always include moving. In your case, I'm going to say yes. But this is not always including moving. This just means find a better foundation on what I'm going to build from. I'm going to think better about myself. I'm going to focus on my health. I'm going to focus on my emotional health, my mental health. I'm going to focus on the things that make me happy and not the things that make other people happy. And as long as I keep them quiet, then I get some peace. That's bullshit. You should never have to feed somebody else your energy in order to have a little bit left for yourself. So step 6, you need to find a different foundation. You need to find a different foundation. This is SU. You your own trickster. 0, the fool. 0, the amplifier. Stop amplifying everybody else's energy. Here's a 1, put a 0 behind it. It's now a 10. How did that 1 become a 10? Because 0 gave up all its energy. Stop fooling yourself by giving up all your energy. Or else, your ignorance will keep you safe. Your ignorance will keep you safe because you're going to keep telling yourself, I can't do nothing different. We gotta vote. Then your ignorance will keep voting in your destruction. So step 6, how can you harvest your energy better? You better start learning, and I said this earlier, you better start learning what ignorance is. Exchanging energy with a fool makes you the fool too. Exchanging energy with something that does not work for you means you ain't working for yourself. These people are there to blame themselves. I'm not understanding what you're saying. I've noticed in 45 minutes, self blame, self hatred. You should never hate what you went through. It's taking accountability for why I got there. And if you resonate with the weaker version of you, that's your choice. If you resonate with you in pain, but not you without traumas, that's a martyr. That's a martyr's energy. No, I'm already away from it. You ask how did I get things turned around? That's not who I am. That's what I was. And I start making better choices on how to be me, and I let my life tell my tale. Can you say the same? Real talk. Because what you showing me is you letting your life tell your tale and you stagnated and you stuck. That ain't nothing pretty. You're caught in the cycle of self-blame and self-harm because you're telling yourself you don't have enough energy to be free. That's an enslaved mindset. I'm telling you, you got to show me why you get my energy in the first place. That's accountability. Why am I doing anything? I'm accountable. I got to check the boxes. You're just opening the boxes and hope that you get a return. That don't make sense. 7, self-awareness. That don't make sense. Me aware of myself in harm versus me aware of myself without harm. You need to learn that. You're so used to your conditions that you fight to keep them. Self-awareness, something I've been saying for years. Y'all not healing yourselves here. You're healing your fucking traumas. You trying to fix your mistakes. You can't fix them. They already happened. I can fix my choices though. How can I fix my choices? Becoming aware of myself and figuring out why I keep doing the same. Not get mad when I do the same and don't get nothing different. That's the definition of insanity. Y'all out here going on a spiritual journey trying to figure out who you are, but you don't even know who you are now. Who you are now, I'm going to tell you. Who you are now, you are in the ignorance of where you fooled yourself into giving all your energy to what you want to get out of and wondering why you don't have none. So your self-awareness is the issue. How can you harvest your energy? You got to figure out whether you're working for the fucking enemy. Am I giving my energy to to me, or am I giving my energy to what's destroying me? Again, you got to let your life tell your tale. You're calling bullshit, but you're the one with the issues. So you're not calling bullshit, you're calling deflection. That's what this is. 7, self-awareness. You working for your traumas or you working for your peace. And you don't have either. You don't have your traumas have you. God, do they have you? The Lilith choice. Abundance. Abundance of reasons for why you can't do nothing different, yet you're tired of seeing the same. Same thing I just said. This is the Lilith choice. If you know anything about the Lilith choice, it is where you're choosing between the knife and the gun. Both of them going to get you fucked up. And if both of them going to get you fucked up, why are you choosing? That is a real question. If you're choosing between the harmful things in your life, you've already allowed for harm as the result. It's just that simple. So if your journey is just choosing from the least harmful thing, we right back at that plantation shit. You're choosing between plantation A and plantation B. One might beat you one day less, but you're going to get beat nonetheless. So step 8, struggle mentality. You don't want nothing different because you're tired of seeing the same. This is programming. This is programming. How can I maintain my energy to get back to 7? I have to understand the abundance. That box I told you about earlier, the box. I have all the energy in the box. Why should I choose to give my energy to something that ain't going to value it? You want to know the realistic answer? It's because you don't value yourself. If you valued yourself, you would never stand up for what's destroying you. Have we not seen enough of that? Have we not seen enough of that where shit happened and instead of people coming together and say, hey, we need to stop this, they get out there, well, we need to pray for our enemy. No, y'all don't hurt him. You protecting what's harming you, which means you're only making more space to harm yourself. When I post this, take your time and go back and look at all your comments. All of the times where you sat there and gave an excuse for why you can't do nothing different, but then you got defensive when I'm telling you, you're only going to expect the same because you don't want to break your cycles. You asked a legitimate question on how did I turn around for me, and you didn't like the answer because you're not willing to do it for yourself. You have a submissive energy that is saying somebody going to come save me, or sooner or later, you'll get tired of hitting me. It ain't going to get tired of hitting you because it's harvesting your energy. So the only thing that's going to get tired is you. And that is what I'm saying. When you get tired of supplying the energy to hurt yourself, you'll set yourself free. But as long as you have not learned accountability to yourself, you're going to keep yourself enslaved. And I don't wish that for you. I'm just telling you, that's the way energy works. If you won't do something different, not somebody else, if you won't do something different, you can only expect the same. That's just real talk. 7, you better garner the fact that you have the abundance of energy. You said that earlier about, I don't have the energy, because they keep draining you. They keep draining you because you've already pumped your damn gas into their car. Stop. Let them run their own vehicle. Let them tell on themselves. Change your tribe. Hey, that's how it go. But again, as I said, 8 is the struggle with the strongest thought in your head. Remember I told you that 8 that's in your head will become your motivation, so much to the point to where you'll fight tooth and nail to protect it. Here's stop fighting with what's only keeping your ass at war. This will probably be the Lover's card. Possibly another 6. Stop standing up for what's making you lay down. Worse. Uncertainty. I don't know what's going to happen if I make a change. 2-9. 29. I'm only connected to what's controlling me. It's worse. Because 29 takes you right back to 11. I justify, separate myself because I don't see how to hold myself together. I don't see how to hold myself together, so this one's already greater than me. You don't have to agree with it. Never. Begin, like I'm telling you, perspectives and ignorance and resonance are here. No. I want you, when you tell yourself that you have a situation, I want you to figure out why you think the way you think and start taking accountability for why you don't get anything different. What worked for me might not work for you. I don't think it will. But what I want you to understand is this ain't a pissing contest. You're the one with issues and who clearly and evidently stated that you had something going on. And all I did was offer your perspective. If you like your motherfucking pain, live it. It don't make me none because it's inconsequential to me because not my journey. I just offered you perspective based off of awareness and experience on why you're doing what you're doing. And here's a potentiality on how you can get out of it. But again, if you fight more for what's mastering you, slave, uncertainty. You don't know what to expect if you do something different, so it's easier to just keep doing the same. And you said that yourself. So step 9, you're already under control. There's that 6 I was talking about, war. You love the war for control because you think 6 is a 9. 6 is your foundations. Your foundation has shown you basically existing out of struggle. And instead of trying to find a safe way to get out of the struggle, you want an easy way out of struggle when struggle is used to taking your energy. And it's not just you. This is everyone. This is everyone. As a collective, we're so used to selling our energy into what's got us in struggle that we think we have to fight to take our power back. How did it get our energy? And again, it's the same thing I asked you on a personal level. How did it get your energy? How did whatever is draining you on the daily get your energy? And I'm telling you, by your own answer is because you don't own it yourself. You're not in awareness that the energy comes from you. You think it's already in their possession. So there's already a war. If you already think something has you by the balls, you're fucked. What's up, Jaguar? So step 9 is the highest vibration, war. What do we see out here? Really? What do you see out here? Everybody is waiting and bracing for a war because they think that's the only way shit gonna change. No, the only way shit is gonna change is if I stop sponsoring the same motherfuckers that want to destroy us. Stop giving your energy to what's already draining you. Spiritual war is with your choices. You're caught up in stagnation by choice. You just don't have accountability. Yeah, that could be it. Being too friendly. Because you have to start asking yourself, why do you need to be so friendly? Real question. You have to start asking yourself, why do you be so friendly, especially if you don't have enough awareness of why they even need to know you? I can't see him, William. I can't see him. Jaguar, yes, but no. Don't connect to him in the first place. But in the sense to where you are already in a energetic contract with things that you have given your energy, just let it go. You can use the word disconnect, but a lot of people get mentally fucked up when they say disconnect because they're still in attachment. They go into detachment mode. Don't go into detachment. Just disappear altogether. There's no need to be war. There's no need to be at war with anything or anybody, because to be at war with something means I have to give it my energy. What was this reading about? Harvesting your energy. How to make sure that you harvest your own energy by stopping perceiving there to be a war. It's a spiritual war and it ain't going to be televised. Who's the war with? Everybody we keep giving our power, then where's the war at? Who we keep giving our power? So where's the war? Us. Where's the war? Our choices. Where's the war? Me. That's the spiritual war. What you keep choosing to give your energy? What you keep choosing to give your energy is already a potential source of harm. What's going on? So, step 9 is that war is controlling you. What's the war? Choices. What was the war? Your choices of trying to find your abundance in everything that you've already allowed to harm you. Remember the little choices choosing between the knife and the gun? If you keep choosing between the knife and the gun and then you protect them while they're killing you, you're a martyr and a sacrifice. You hung up. So step 10 is stop choosing between the potential and what's already got me fooled. Take your time with that. What's going on, Cecilia? I'm choosing between the potential of what I can see and where I've already fooled myself into not seeing. 10, the wheel of fortune. I'm willing to go through the ups and downs as long as there's a guarantee for me to end up in the upside at the end. There is no guarantee. The only thing that's going to end up at the end is you with used energy. You with ill-used energy. You with illusions. You with a bunch of experiences that you've allowed yourself to go through because you chose to harm yourself. Why'd you choose to harm yourself? Let's walk this back to 10. Your reasoning processes, your thoughts. Your thoughts told you to connect to experiences so that you can learn to lose them. The Akashic route. So that you can learn to lose them by learning to get out of the Phoenix cycles so that you can learn to stop being ruled over by those illusions and learn to ignore them illusions by choosing your abundance through the uncertainty of going through the war with your choices. Please take your time with that. That says, help create an experience that's going to burn you so that you can learn to make it to the end and realize it was an illusion, but ignore that it was an illusion. Make another choice that you don't know what's going to happen as a result, but you can fight your way through it. What's behind door number one? I don't know. Why don't you open it and see? Good, player. My awareness says it's a choice, no experience required. At that point, curiosity kills the cat. What's in front of me is a choice. Who's the chooser? Strongest thought in your head. Your ability to be able to sit still is what makes you choose. And if you already got a program steeped in harm, you're going to choose. You're going to choose to harm yourself. Why? Because you're not ready to be set free. Step 10, here's how you should be harvesting your energy. You should be recognizing that where you're only connected to fear. You're only connected to fear. What do you mean fear? There was a choice ahead of me and I didn't know what it was. And since I didn't know what it was, I decided to create the experience so I could gain the knowledge. But once I gained the knowledge got me fucked up. And now I can't get free. Because once you know it, you can't unknow it. And so now I got to keep making choices based off of what I now know as how I can unlearn what I seen by creating something else to know. So you're going to keep on creating the need to know so that you can get out of what you should have never known because you forgot you. Each choice that you connect yourself into moves you further from what you were and into the potentiality of what you're going to allow yourself to become by harvesting your energy. Resonance and ignorance. And you can get mad at me all goddamn day long, but you got to let your life tell your tale. If you have more solutions for why you stay in pain cycles versus how you can possibly take some medicine and get free, it ain't me, it's you. I'm too busy being motherfucking delicious. And this full moon will tell you you're too busy being delicious for it too. You're ripe for the harvest. And on behalf of the moon, it'll keep telling you, Happy Thanksgiving. You understand that? Traditionally, Thanksgiving was around here, not that end of November bullshit. Fall equinox. But I digress. Infinite loops of separation because you will not keep still. But when you sit still and see where the loops are still going around you, it's just like double dutch. You ain't got to jump in. You ain't got to jump in because once you jump in, you won't be able to get out. You can keep still though and stop producing the energy that allows it to move. For somebody who's going to ask that question, how does it stop? You stop supplying the energy. Once you stop supplying the energy, once the battery runs dry, the device has to stop. But as long as you have fools who are traumatized enough to keep power in the device, the divide keeps on going. Resonance and ignorance. Happy full moon. Take the straw out your ass. Wholeness.